Today I recognize is Mr. Gil from Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Pritzker, do you know how much illegal immigration costs your state each year?
No, sir, I do not.
Costs over $780 per family per year. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And may I ask, what do you mean by the cost?
That is a lot of money.
The cost of illegal immigration.
Let me ask you, do you know who Franklin Jose Pena Ramos is?
Are you talking about the federal government's cost to the state of Illinois as a result of the failed
Ramos is?
Immigration policy?
It's a yes or no question. I'll take that as a no. Do you know who Jose Martinez Rangel is?
No, sir, I do not.
You don't. You should. Those are two men who came into this country illegally, raped and murdered 12-year-old Joselyn Nungaray in my home state of Texas. Do you think that elected officials should have welcomed them into our communities?
Sir, before they committed a crime, I'm not sure what you're asking.
Do you think that they should have been welcomed into our communities? That's a very straightforward question.
Someone who commits murder, no. Someone who commits murder should be apprehended.
Why did you state during Biden's border crisis that illegal aliens, quote, should have been welcomed and helped by elected officials?
When you say illegal aliens, these are people who are given asylum.
And helped into our communities.
People who are asylum
seekers. Easy yes or no question.
Well, you're mischaracterizing them.
It is your position that they should have been welcomed into our communities. Is that correct?
There were asylum seekers who were here legally.
And then they went on and murdered and raped 12-year-old Joselyn.
Someone who commits murder should be held accountable. We do that in the state.
And you think they should have been welcomed into our communities before they did?
I don't know how you can tell before somebody commits a crime that they are going to commit the
border and not let illegal aliens come into our communities. Do you support abolishing ICE?
Asylum seekers.
Do you support abolishing ICE?
No, I believe we need an immigration force in the United States.
You don't. In fact, you believe a budget is a moral document. Is that correct?
I do.
You do. You tweeted that. Your administration gave $12,000 to the Organized Communities Against Deportations, which just this past month was marching in the streets of Chicago with signs saying abolish ICE. Do you support this?
I do not.
Is this a reflection of your moral values? Is this a reflection of your moral values?
I do not support abolishing an immigration force.
That's good to hear. Mr. Governor, do you think that biological men should be able to use women's restrooms?
I'm not sure how this has to do with immigration.
It's just a yes or no question.
Why are you?
It's very easy to answer. Do you think that men should be doing
fact finding? I'm sorry?
Do you think men should be allowed in women's restrooms?
I'm not sure why this has come to this issue.
You tweeted that as a protest against President Trump, everyone should use the other gender's bathroom today. Have you ever used the women's restroom?
Not that I can recall ever, sir. No.
You wanted everybody else to do it, but you didn't?
Sir, I'm not sure why we're on a topic that has nothing to do with today's hearing.
You're advocating for men to use women's restrooms, but you didn't do it?
I do not advocate that, no.
Well, actually, you did. You said everyone should use the other gender's bathroom today.
I can tell you that you are politicizing this in a way that what we ought to be focusing on is
the failure of the federal government to use women's restrooms
and the Congress to deal with immigration reform.
Do you regret encouraging men to use women's restrooms?
Again, you're taking us on topics that have.
Did you ever consider that women don't want you in their bathrooms?
So you're admitting that this is just a political circus?
No, I'm asking you because you put this on the internet for everybody
and really about you grandstanding.
I'm asking you, have you ever considered that women don't want you in their bathrooms? That's a private space that they don't want you or any other man in.
Congressman, let's talk about your
failure
to
normal
vote
people
for Medicaid. In fact, you want to take Medicaid away.
Men should be in women's restrooms.
And
that's a very straightforward question.
You apparently want people
and you're
to die
encouraging men to
in the
use
United
women's
States
restrooms where there could be underage girls. Do you think that's appropriate?
Sir, if we're going to politicize this, let's talk about what you're doing to people in this country.
You think that that's normal?
By virtue of your vote.
All right, let's move on. Let's
President Trump.
Do you support Hamas's agenda?
Sir, I do not. They are a terrorist organization.
Your administration gave a grant to the Muslim Civic Coalition, which just 2 weeks after October 7th was marching in the streets of Chicago to, quote, stop the U.S.-backed genocide against Gaza. Is that a reflection of your values?
I have spent my life fighting anti-Semitism.
No, I'm asking, is this a reflection of your values?
I'm not sure why you're attacking me
Because your
about something in an
administration
organization.
gave money to this organization.
I'm explaining to you that what we do in the state of Illinois is stand up for what we believe are
You didn't
our
have to
rights
give
and
money to the Muslim Civic Coalition.
People
to
have
march
the
and
right
call,
to express themselves.
to stop the
We
U.S.-backed genocide against Gaza. That was your choice.
I
That
know
was your
Republicans want to
administration.
take away people's right to free speech. We don't in the state of Illinois. And
They've got the right to free speech. They don't have the right to tax dollars, and you gave them to them.
You want to take those rights away from people. I understand.
Gentlemen, time's expired. Chair recognizes Ms. Brown from Ohio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Trump administration isn't serious about public safety.
Tensions flared during a heated exchange between Representative Gil of Texas and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. Representative Gil opened by pressing the governor on the financial impact of illegal immigration, claiming it costs Illinois taxpayers over $780 per family per year. Governor Pritzker said he did not know the exact figure. The questioning quickly escalated when Representative Gil referenced 2 undocumented immigrants accused of raping and murdering 12-year-old Joselyn Nungaray in Texas. He demanded to know whether elected officials should have welcomed the individuals into U.S. communities. Pritzker responded that anyone who commits murder must be held fully accountable, but argued that criminal intent cannot be predicted before the crime occurs. Representative Gil then confronted the governor over past statements suggesting that undocumented immigrants should be welcomed and helped by elected officials, insisting on a yes or no answer. Pritzker pushed back, saying the congressman was mischaracterizing his comments and noting that many migrants enter the country legally seeking asylum. The exchange grew even more confrontational as Representative Gil asked whether Pritzker supports abolishing ICE. The governor firmly stated he does not, though the congressman pointed to state funding previously granted to an organization that has publicly called for the agency's abolition. The line of questioning then shifted far outside immigration policy. Representative Gil asked repeatedly whether biological men should be allowed in women's restrooms, referencing past protest statements. Pritzker disputed the characterization and questioned why the congressman was raising unrelated culture war topics during a hearing intended to address immigration policy. The two spoke over each other several times as the congressman accused the governor of encouraging men to use women's restrooms, a claim the governor denied. Representative Gil next pressed Pritzker on whether he supports the agenda of Hamas. Pritzker responded unequivocally, "I do not. They are a terrorist organization." The congressman then questioned a state grant given to the Muslim Civic Coalition, noting the group participated in protests after October 7, accusing the U.S. of supporting genocide in Gaza. Pritzker defended the state's commitment to free speech, while insisting he has spent his career fighting anti-Semitism. As the exchange continued to escalate, the committee chair ultimately cut off Representative Gil, ending the heated back and forth and recognizing the next speaker.